thank you for coming here and share this with all of you. I'd like to ask all speakers tonight to join me on stage. And now we have a Q&A. Give them a round of applause. Já, flott. Þetta bara falleg lína, þetta gekk supervel. Þetta fyrir þau. Ladies and gentlemen, our speakers for tonight. Do we have a question? Of course.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I can just project. No, I cannot project.
Yeah, we have a microphone, of course, for audiences as well for speakers.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I moved from California to be in Reykjavik. I moved during the pandemic, but I chose it because it's such a creative place. So I want to ask each of you, when you left your hometown, whether it was the 700 beautiful person town, or when you left Iceland to go to Los Angeles to be a huge Hollywood star, what did you learn about yourself in going somewhere else? Anyone who wants to take the question, and thank you.
I left when I was 16. Similar to Sylvia, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I was ready when I was to go somewhere else. I found it small, but I just think that I needed to explore. And I found it very liberating. I went to London, where I think it's, for any human being, but for artists, to go to another place where they do things differently, they have a different culture, a different way of doing things, is always healthy. And so, I've had a long journey of London and then Los Angeles, and now I've just come back home, and I'm so appreciative of everything that is home. So, welcome to Iceland. I hope you have a wonderful time.
Yeah, in Iceland, I think it's very ingrained in our culture to kind of leave at some point. And in Icelandic, there's a word which is útlönd, which basically means any other country than Iceland. And there's also a word which is sólarland, which is basically a country that has sun. So I think that says it all about kind of the way we structure our lives very often, especially in modern times, is that it is kind of good to get away and get perspective because we are so few. So for me, it was, I moved to Oakland, California, which was very different. I was being white, I was a minority, compared to Iceland. And it was also just like a melting pot, learning the new language, seeing different cultures come together, and I think it shaped me tremendously.
Yeah, for me, my traveling and living in different places has just, for one, made me the person that I am today, in giving me confidence to seek, for example, the job that I found out was a job, and was extremely happy and had the confidence to kind of take that to that place. But definitely getting to know other cultures, other countries, and respect for people, whatever situation or wherever they may be, I think has made probably the biggest effect on my life, and given me the opportunity to catch moments in a way that I'm happy with, and hopefully the others as well.
A side note, I have to say, when you asked that question, I think for me, like moving from the small town to the city, like when I was in college, if there was a problem with the teacher or the book, or like if I found something to be a bit off, the cafeteria, whatever, I was always go directly to the head, what do you call it, the head of school, to the principal, and everyone would be like, you went and spoke to the principal, because like that's how, there was not a lot of middle people in the small town, so you just go straight to the head. And same in Holland, that I was always like waltzing around like, I owned the place, because that's kind of how I grew up, and people just thought I was crazy, but it worked. So that was the biggest thing for me.
It's a great question. Everyone has a great answer, but I think for me what it taught me was humility, because I thought like, I'm fed up with Iceland, I'm 24, I'm moving to London, and I'm not even coming home for Christmas. I don't need this place. Then I was so homesick, because I realized where you come from, you can't leave that behind. When you go searching for yourself, you don't search for yourself, you just ask who's searching. That's kind of where I came to when I looked out in the window, I looked over the cityscape of London, I saw the Gherkin and St. Paul's and all that stuff. And I realized, why am I so depressed? I'm living the dream, what's missing? And for me, it was the mountains. Mm-hmm. That's the perspective.
And the potato in your shoe.
Yeah, the potato in my shoe.
Okay, I kind of want to agree, because when I moved to New York for 5 years for doing a couple of master's degrees and a year of work as well. And what I learned about myself, I'm thinking now, is my own kind of pace. And it took kind of a while of being, introduced to something new and trying to figure out myself inside of a pace that maybe didn't actually fit me. I realized by the end I wanted to be able to go to the pool every day and have a couple of cats. I'm still in this feeling, but I do miss New York a little bit. But yeah, I think because it's something like I missed home also.
Yeah, I guess my journey was a bit weird, because it's like that story, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It's like you figure out that what you were looking for was at your doorstep the entire time. So when I lived abroad, it was all about trying to achieve something amazing. But when I moved back to Iceland, I actually realized that you can make great things here and do amazing movies with incredible people. So I came back.
For me, no, I'm joking, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is up. I'm sorry we have to call this an evening. Dear speakers, all of you, thank you so much. We were so inspired and listening to you. Thank you. For you watching, thank you for watching in Norræna Húsið, Facebook and Riff. We see you next year. My name is Neil. Thank you. Good night.